This video is sponsored by Win-Win Technology, your ultimate flight sim hardware solution, featuring the Orion hull test, current and future configurations.
Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. It's that time again, another Satal competition match with the Grim Reapers. This is number 15 BattleAxes versus Grim Reapers. Can you tell us which league this is, please?
This is the Diamond League 4v4.
We're going to watch, obviously, Motal's stream. Everyone, feel free to comment or do whatever you want.
Pilots participating, number 15 being represented by Raven, Gunny, Killer Dog, and Skinner. 3 16s in Killer Dog in the 14. Then Grim Reapers in their picturesque 4 16s. Coyote 1, Bear, Signore, and Sean B, all in Vipers. So the Vipers are coming in a very big way. 1 Tomcat for Killer Dog for number 15. So number 15 is going to have the range advantage. Heater count today, well, I can see on the screens that there's a lot of heaters for Grim Reapers. There's a lot of them. Now, for what reason GRC is showing 0 on the overlay, I don't know.
So it's the same thing, yeah, Bear. AMRAM's still not working correctly, so we're taking a lot of... oh no, we've got lots of AMRAMs. What's the score with the AMRAMs, Bear?
If I recall correctly, I probably have 4. Coyote has 3. Okay, no, I have 2 AMRAMs. Coyote has 3 AMRAMs. Signore has 5 AMRAMs, and Sean has 6 AMRAMs. Cap, what I did forget to mention is this was a map without AWACS.
Oh, how interesting. How did that come about?
These guys
So there's a Vita process that we do beforehand, which has 13 maps on it. Actually, it has a couple more maps than that. You rule out theaters first, so you can rule out Mariana, Syria, Persian Gulf. And it's then left with 11 maps on Caucasus. 5 of them have AWACS, and 4 of them don't. And just in our veto process, going through getting rid of flat maps or maps with AWACSs, we ended up with a with this map with no AWACS.
Roger. First missile's out.
F-14 from Killer
At
Dog.
65 miles. That is ambitious.
So Grim Reapers
And it's
won
not
in
lofting.
round 2 over Tactical Fighter Squadron 81. And then in round 1,
That's weird, man.
they lost to 343rd. So they're 1-1 as we see them come into this. Number 15 lost round 1.
Okay, missile's
to
climbing.
Bravo Squadron.
There it goes, it's lofting.
And then in round 2, number 15, I think, lost to 343rd. Yeah. So Grim Reapers are 1-1 in Diamond League 4v4. And number 15 is 0-2. So that's how we stack up right now. Bear taking 4 AIM-9s. 4 of them. Look at this. 3 of them. Not 4 of them. 3 of them. So Bear does not trust the AIM-120 in its current state. Honestly, I don't know that I
He's looking at Coyote there, not Bear.
But AIM-54 out from Killer Dog. That was a long AIM-54. And I don't know that he's high enough to be able to make this worth it. I mean, here's the missile. And you can see
Missile's
it's
slow.
100 knots already.
Missile's
This
slow.
is just a wasted missile. I mean, he wasn't high enough to be able to have this take advantage of anything. Is it a Mark 60? Yes. I mean, and the missiles can do rather well, but he just wasn't high enough, didn't give the missile a good enough opportunity to do what it needed to do. Too low. Under Mach 1, I think, when he launched that. Don't quote me on that. I think he was under Mach 1
Bags off.
when that missile came off.
Middle bag off.
But just a wasted Phoenix. So he's got 5 left and 2 AIM-9s. Aerospace Professional says, yep, ultra-long Phoenix might bring this, but even at XX miles, the impact would be YY miles, and you can see 40 nautical miles and might react to...
AMRAM out, really long-range AMRAM out from 30 miles.
What? The Phoenix it can be very deadly from 60 miles plus. It's a great missile, even from that range. The problem becomes...
Third
if
missile
you
out from
don't
Red.
launch it with
4th
the
missile
proper
out from Red. Very long-range
procedure,
missiles.
Give it the best opportunity that it can have to get to its target. It's just a waste. Raptor
4
Dad
missiles
says,
out.
Kinematic, bro. And that's exactly right. So Bear now has a missile coming in on him. Bear and the F-16 defending, diving away. He's jettisoned that wing tank or the center line tank already. You can see the 120s closing in on his jet. He's got 2. one from Raven, and I think one from Skinner. He's at Mach 1.4, just needs to be careful about not ripping those wings off. He should be okay. Missile's already down to under Mach 1.5, and the AIM-54 is still cruising at Mach 0.7. AIM-120 down here to the south is going to be coming in on Signore.
Okay, he's beating those missiles.
See if he's going to be okay. Here's Signore. Missile's going to be on his right. Don't anticipate that being a threat. I think it's already underneath him, and yeah, he does get away from that one, so he is all right. Now Raven, Killer Dog, and Skinner pressing up here to the north onto Bear.
Wow, Red are very offensive.
From the incoming 3-ship.
But they're all going north.
You can see the 3-ship behind him. There's the 120, closest 120 to Bear, and it's only 1.7 miles back, so no threat to him. Raven's going to be over 10 miles as we don't see him back there. Now Coyote 1 coming in on the flank. Coyote driving.
Missile out for...
Low, I think, in onto Skinner.
So many missiles out from Red.
Skinner. On to Coyote. Missile was launched from 10 miles away. Coyote now getting the missile launched.
Not a single missile out from Blue yet.
All right, getting away from that missile. Bear now defending, putting these guys on split screen. Bear jettisons his wing tanks as he's got a missile coming in from Raven. Coyote already cold, so let's focus on Bear as he drags away at Mach 1.2 from Raven's incoming 120. Now Bear is dragging Raven out of the fight. Everybody's getting very, very separated, which is what you can see on Jack
Sean's
and
defensive.
Now coming in against Gunny. Skinner. I just saw somebody launch a 120. I think it was Sean.
Another red missile out.
From the south. That's going to be on Gunny. Gunny needs to defend in his F-16. Here's Gunny going through defense. He's already jettisoned that center line. Dumping flares, those are going to do nothing against a 120. Probably needs to be cognizant of that as he may want those as the merge and this fight continues to unfold. If you get into a merge and you don't have flares, well, you're just going to be up shit creek.
Missile out
Without
for the
flares, you definitely
Tomcat.
don't have a battle. Killer Dog now defending against a missile coming in from Signore. Killer Dog in the F-14. He's got 4 Phoenix left. 5 make that, and 2 AIM-9s. 120s at Mach 1.1. That's not going to be factor. Signore rapidly launches another one, which you can see in the tack view in the upper left corner. That one's going to be chasing him down.
Just a mile behind him.
120's at 2 miles behind him. Other one's going to get line of sight, but he's banking back into this one. Back into Signore.
Signore's got a shot on the Tomcat. Signore's got a shot.
Killer Dog, if he makes a right-hand bank turn, which he's doing now, Signore's going to be on his lift vector, and Killer Dog's not going to get a missile warning.
That's going to be a tick kill on that Tomcat.
Change directions.
Maybe not.
Dangerous. 120
Maybe
comes
not.
from in within 3 miles. He needs to
Maybe
try and
so.
notch it. He's not doing
Maybe
that.
so.
Missiles within a mile.
Tomcat going to die?
Face mile inbound, half mile. 0.3, 0.2. Here it comes.
Boom! Well done, Signore.
And Killer Dog is
Nice.
the first casualty going down.
How do you feel about that, Elo?
15.
That's nice. That was nice.
You're happy with that? That was excellent.
Yeah, very happy.
Good. Good
South
flanking
Dakota.
maneuver. Good south to north flanking
Up here to
maneuver.
the north, take
Oh,
us
it's a merge. Wow, when did this happen?
At this view, we've got Gunny, Raven, and Skinner left for number 15. Bear merged with Raven, and Skinner and AIM-9 off from Coyote onto Skinner. So lots of stuff going on here. We're going to take a look at who's that AIM-9 on.
Who's that AIM-9 on? Oh, it's a Hob!
That AIM-9's actually
No,
gotta
you
be
don't have
on
Hobbs.
Coyote, and it's got to be launched from Bear.
How
So
did that
I don't know
happen?
what happened here. Let's take a look at TAC view and see what actually happened. Was that a good shot from Bear onto Skinner?
Oh, it's friendly fire. Oh, no.
Oh, Bear launched into a merge! That is a no-no. You do not do that. So even if he had Skinner locked up,
No.
the AIM-9
Oh, we got a dead man.
has gone for Coyote, and Bear's going to find himself in a 1v2 situation against Skinner and Raven. That is not something that you want to do. Let's look from Bear and Coyote's point of view. So here is Bear looking into the merge, and Coyote's about to get pwned in the dome by a friendly missile. Here we go. Here comes the AIM-9.
Oh, fratricide.
As Coyote gets taken down, now moving over and taking a look at Bear. Bear merged with Skinner.
Devastating.
He's got Raven
Shattering.
up to the north. Raven launches a missile onto Bear. So going to split screen.
It was a tough moment, that
onto
one.
Bear. That doesn't track. AIM-9 off of Bear.
So
onto
confused.
Skinner. That doesn't track. So Bear still merged with 2.
So
I think
tense.
Sean down to the south was able to dispatch somebody up here to the north. So we're in a 2v1 situation with Bear trying to hold his own against
Come
Raven
on,
and
come
Skinner.
on, come on, come on, guns. He's losing an aileron.
Raven trying to come up
Stab.
over the top. Another AIM-9 off of Bear in too close. Missile doesn't have the needed energy over the
Wow, what a merge.
winglets to make it work.
Some Top Gun
Be
shit.
able to turn tight enough. Raven now in the scissor with Bear. Raven
Ooh.
may be able to get a gunshot off here if he's able to keep the 6 of Bear. Looks like he's going to.
No, it's bad
Missile
AMRAM.
off from Raven. That goes into the ground. Needs to be careful of the ground.
Bear's getting out of there.
Meanwhile, down to the south, we've got Signore coming in from the south, and Bear was actually able to take down Skinner.
Missile on Bear. It's going to be a kill if he's got a
now
good
coming
missile.
in onto Raven.
No,
from
no,
the rear
no,
to
what's
120,
happening?
and it takes
Boom.
Raven down.
Signore's in. Signore's in.
I
missed a
actually,
couple things
I
going on
actually
there.
got a guns kill on
Multiple
Raven.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Coyote says crazy
Nice.
scissor, and indeed it was. Bear was able to take down Skinner. Sean was able to take down Gunny
Sorry,
down to
Skinner,
the south.
not-
We missed that one. And then Signore from on high comes in, takes down
Amazing.
Raven as Bear's able to get far away.
Amazing dogfight,
Dogfight
dogfight management there, guys.
So let's
The team.
take again a look at
Is that the match
exactly-
over? I'm a bit confused. Oh, is that
see
them all
what happened
dead?
there, 'cause I think there was plenty that we missed.
Yeah, it was a confusing one,
Here's
guys.
the initial
Right.
opening. 120
Tomcat
out,
dead.
Signore tries to outrun. A missile does Killer Dog, and he takes that one into rear end. He's gone. Then we get this merge, 4-man merge. Bear fires into a furball. You don't want to do that. Takes down a friendly. But then does a really good job. He's going to make it up. Does a really good job of not dying.
Okay,
in a
Gunny goes
2v1.
down there.
Gunny gets caught with his pants down over here from Sean with the 120. I don't know why he's not doing anything against Sean. I guess he's just flying away. Doesn't realize that Sean's that close. Maybe Sean has his radar off. I don't know. But he gets obliterated
Nice.
by the incoming fence post. And now we're down to the 2v1, Skinner and Raven against Bear. Scissor fight, Bear and Skinner. Lots of aim 9s from way too close. Needed to try and wait for a better shot instead of constantly trying to cash all of the cards in and get the aim 9 shot. Aim 9Ms just don't have the needed G authority
Yes,
to be able
Skinner's
to make
down.
a maneuver like that close. How did Bear take down Skinner?
I think you've knocked something off him, haven't you?
I think I took off his
Oh, it was a maneuver
vertical
kill.
stab.
Okay,
It
so
wasn't a
that's why
maneuver
we
kill.
didn't
Yeah, I
did
see him
get a
tumbling.
shot on him.
Yeah, I see him tumbling.
Bear
And it
able
took off
to
his
hit him
vertical
slow
stab.
enough, I
Yeah,
think.
I see him tumbling.
No, guns. So it was guns. Hit Skinner, and then he lost all control over his aircraft. And then Raven able to find the 6 of Bear, but not for long enough. Bear able to get the hell out of the way.
Yeah, probably the best bit was at the end, probably, where Bear was tangled with Raven after doing a guns kill. Tangled with Raven, and rather than just doing what I would do, which is just keeping committed to a scissors, he escaped, burners on, unloaded, extended, escaped, and allowed Signore to come in for the kill. That was probably the best thing to learn there, I think.
And that gives
Absolutely,
GR,
you're
the
100%
Grim
correct,
Reapers-
Cap. But I mean, it is one of the things that part of our strategy is where we've got a group on the side and another group on the other side. If we get ganged up on, we need to keep them occupied to be taken out from behind or from the side. With no AWACS, things get confusing. Just understanding where Coyote was and that it was a really bad shot from me to shoot into the merge. I know better than that. Big mistake. But you're right.
Corrected it, at least. Yeah.
It is a case of Signore and Sean. Sean did a phenomenal job this round. Absolutely brilliant job. I think taking out 2 of them. Gutted that there was the fratricide, but the strategy worked nicely.
Roger. Well done, guys. Any thoughts from the viewers?
Round 1 win.
That was a good fight.
3
It was emotional. I was pretty sure we were going to lose that.
Not bad at all.
So that was awesome.
Grim Reapers over number 15.
Yeah, good job, guys. Bear.
So number
Good one
15
there.
not able to get
Saving
any
there.
kills. The only loss
Thank
from
you,
Grim
Hi.
Reapers coming at the hands of their own. And Bear taking down Coyote. So I'm going to take a few minutes, get round 2 set up. I'm going to try and see what is going on. I'm probably going to take a little bit longer break.
Right, we're going to go to round 2,
No, the
guys.
overlay
2 things that impressed me. One is that we just didn't go nuts like the Red did. The Red just went nuts and just fired from the beginning, almost seemed to panic at the beginning and start firing. And Blues didn't fire at all. They kind of kept to their plan, dragged the Reds in, and then kind of sucker punched them. We had a fratricide, but we kind of made it up and won.
didn't have the scripts in order to get the overlay working. So we're going to bring that up. It should be working now. Yes, it is. All right,
How
so
come
that
you're carrying
overlay
3 tanks going
is
into a
now
dogfight?
working.
Please say again.
How come you're carrying 3 tanks going into a dogfight?
Well, it's a BVR tournament to start off with. We are 140 miles away from the enemies, so it starts off BVR and it ends up. It can end up in a dogfight. The other thing is, to win the round, we have to successfully land back at either our base or the enemy base. So we need the fuel.
Roger, you got no choice. You've got to complete, so to fly 100 miles to get there, to do all that fighting, then fly all the way back, then to score the points, you have to take all that fuel, don't you?
Correct.
So World War II Satal when?
That would be good. That'd be fun.
Autumn next year.
So these guys are interested.
Serious question,
What
serious
can
answer.
these teams do to improve themselves? Well, number 15, I don't know. The long aim 54 shot didn't work. Killer Dog died with 5 Phoenix still on his jet. They allowed Signore to come in from the south and just close. I don't know that they're being aggressive enough here in 4v4. You can't go and sit on your heels like you can sometimes in 6v6, because in 6v6 you've got the numbers. Okay? And what I mean by that is that in 6v6 it's really difficult to be aggressive because you can get pressed by so many different directions. The lack of the number of ships in 4v4 opens some avenues, opens some doors, if you will, to be more aggressive, because you don't have as many jets coming in from different angles in a line from your opposition as you do in 6v6. But on the flip side of that, you don't have as many angles to defend either. So your biggest defense in 4v4, in my opinion, is aggression and offense. If you're defensive, an aggressive team is just going to continually push you back. And unfortunately, in air-to-air combat, especially with missiles,
When the DCS
when you're
F-15
on the
comes out,
defensive,
proper the
if
full
they
model,
continually launch on
do you think they'll swap?
you never have an
You'll
opportunity
see more of that in here?
to recommit.
Interesting question.
There's a lot of flatland in this location.
That's-
We'll have to wait and see.
This
Long
whole
answer.
area
One, it's not DCS, but it's heat blow.
here in the middle,
And but more than likely,
all
yes.
flat. So there's that.
Aim 54 out.
Other than that, you can take whatever you want.
Unknown
Now,
range.
54 being fired again by Killer Dog, and that is a long, long missile. So will this work again? He launches it from 25,000 feet under Mach 1. That is not an ideal condition for an AIM 54 launch. And you can see it's already off a boost, 37,000 feet, already about to come under Mach 3. Just wondering why so many F-16s. A lot of people like flying the F-16, so I can't really blame them. I like flying the F-16. It is my favorite. It's just what people like to fly. So there's no restrictions. It is what it is. People like it.
Look how
Seemed to
quickly
work
that.
for GR in the last round. We'll see how
Look
it
how quickly
works out
that
here in
Phoenix has
this
slowed
one.
down.
But back
Mach
to the
1.5.
discussion. I think if number 15 is able to better utilize their Tomcat especially and continually launch on 1 to 2 contacts, even if he launches all 6 Phoenix at medium to close range on 1 contact to keep him defensive, and then
There's no
allows one of his
restrictions,
other
but the guy that fired the
companions to
Phoenix is in a
close,
14B, isn't he?
He is in a 14B. Don't understand the question though.
Yeah, well, the narrator there, the commentator said that there were no restrictions on what aircraft you can use. That's the older version, isn't it, of the 14?
missiles remaining.
It's
Not
on
in
the
DCS.
jets
newer
for number
version
15, and I'm
compared to
really
the
worried
A.
that
Oh, right,
that's
okay.
gonna be a
AMRAAM's
pattern
out from Blues.
here for their side. So that's what they've got to do. Grim Reaper's biggest thing.
Carbon
Don't
copy
kill
of last
yourself.
time. Carbon copy of last
Don't
time,
shoot.
guys. We've got a Phoenix out at 60 miles that was pointless. A bunch of AMRAAMs out at 30 miles that are useless.
Cap, it's my understanding that teams, especially that take the Tomcat, they like to fire at 60, 65 miles because the smoke burns up, and theoretically the smoke will not be seen by us when it renders in at 50 miles. That is the main reason why people fire from a long distance, to try and catch somebody by surprise.
Okay.
Shoot yourselves and don't fire.
It can also be a
into
controlling
furball.
shot, yeah?
Don't do it. We saw in the last round why you don't do that is because the missile, even though you launch it, looking at an enemy contact,
4 blue
they find
missiles
it
out,
friendly,
no red missiles out.
Flying to friendly most of the time, that's bad.
Yeah, trying to make
No
them
data
defensive
on-
early.
The thing is, we're already defensive. We're already on the notch. That's our tactic. So they should have learned that
Just
by
not
now.
as much because you don't
Yeah,
have
that's
data
super
alert.
smart
SA,
for
as
the
Raptor Dad has pointed
VR.
out, is a big deal. It is a big, big deal. Bear and Coyote now. Flying away.
We may or may not be
Incoming
using the
120.
notch to get into the position that we actually want to be in.
Right. Also, it's a natural anti-Phoenix defense as well. Going into the notch at kind of 50, 60 miles or whatever it was.
Bear now recommitting. Back in, onto Skinner and Raven. He's in low. 5,000 feet,
Those
630
missiles are all
knots.
gone.
Coming in on Skinner and Raven. Just saw a missile out from Sean B. Now Sean is at 12,000 feet, launched that from 7 miles. That is a dangerous shot. That is a very dangerous shot, and that missile's coming in on Gunny. Gunny
No joy.
needs to get his energy up. Missile coming in on a Gunny. Still tracking him, I think. Where's the missile? Somewhere. No, it went into the ground. I don't see it. There it is. So
Bear's got a
detonated
dangerous one on
within
him.
a mile of Gunny, but the situation may be opening up.
Red forced ACM.
3v4 situation is Gunny, and well, actually a 2v1 up here to the north.
Gunny's dead, Gunny's dead.
Up, but he's flying headlong into a 120 that he didn't see.
Boom,
and
in the
gets
face.
Obliterated.
Nice.
Now Gunny did get
God,
that
it's all
missile
kicking off.
onto Signore. Signore now having to defend.
Bear
So
for
missile got off from Gunny onto Signore. Missile from Signore was coming in onto Sean.
Oh!
Gets taken down from the
Where
grave
did that come from?
by Gunny.
Do a pause. Do a pause.
So he goes down.
Phoenix.
Great from the grave shot. Bear flips over
Really?
and goes into the ground there. That's not something you want to see. 2 mistakes coming from Bear ground. And now, well, fratricide and now the ground. We're down to a 3v2.
Oh, no.
Coyote and Sean up against Raven, Skinner, and Killer Dog. So Coyote, he's got 3, 5, 6 left on his jet. Launches on
Why are
Killer
they
Dog
flying
in
that
the
Tomcat so
F-14.
slow? I don't get it.
They wanna
120
die.
in onto Killer Dog. Killer Dog
Yeah.
is low. Driving away from that missile. Now up to the north, we've got Raven coming in on Sean. Sean needs to be careful.
It's a long time to
Sean's not
accelerate that
defending really
jet.
at all. He's in the slight
You
bend
can
turn.
see
I
the
don't know
Mach
if he's gonna get a
speeds
missile
are
warning
on the
doing that
overlay.
with the
Yep.
the RWR
Missile on Sean.
over his lift vector, and the missile's closing. .3 just
Jeez.
barely misses him, but it's allowed. Another missile to come off.
Good missile on
from
the
Raven.
Tomcat note.
And as that one tracking flies over his head, so he's able to get away from that one, and he's going to live, at least for the time being. So Sean B's still alive. Coyote
Wow. How are we still alive?
now recommitting, and Skinner.
He's one hell of a
on
pilot.
with
Amazingly, we're in a good position with 2 people.
Killer Dog. So here's Skinner head on with Killer Dog. Coyote launches.
Merge Sean
Why
and
is he
Raven.
chasing down Killer Dog? There's a 120 coming in on Skinner. There's the 120. He launches onto Killer
Who's
Dog.
firing on who?
No!
Friendly
Coyote
fire!
on
We'll take it!
Friendly kill side.
It's a
Killer
win.
Dog gets taken
Sean's
down
down.
by a friendly.
No, he's not.
And we've actually got a merge coming up here to the north.
Sean's merged.
Of Sean B. And Raven. Sean took a hit, but it doesn't look
just gonna
like
pause it, guys.
caused any damage. So merge between Sean and Raven. Raven again finding himself in a furball.
Sean merged.
Coyote and Skinner nowhere to be found. Raven, does Raven have any missiles left?
Oh, we hit him.
No, so Raven's guns only. Does Sean have anything? Sean's got 3. But Sean's in a really bad place here, trying to run away from Raven. Raven slowly closing.
Look at Sean resisting the urge to go vertical, which is what the new boys does. This is what I do. But you immediately get shot down, so he's doing well.
You can hear the M61
He needs to bring him back to Coyote somehow.
detonating around Sean's jet. He's still alive, hasn't taken any hits yet. Coyote now coming in from the south
2v2 guns.
onto Raven. And you can see him coming in. Now Coyote's part of the merge.
Right. Oh, 4-man merge.
Coyote now part of the merge. It's a 2v1. No, it's a 2v2.
Someone's dead.
Nice kill, Coyote.
Who killed who?
If you don't
Coyote
mind,
killed one of the blues.
So
If you don't mind
Coyote able
pausing,
to
please,
take
Cap.
down, well,
Roger.
Killer Dog just went down. I didn't see.
Pausing.
I would actually like Coyote to describe that kill because it was phenomenal. It's a massive shame that Malta didn't pick it up. But Coyote, if you don't mind, please explain that kill to us.
Pretty intense. So I happened to be in the right position to help out Sean. So he was trailing. He says he was getting shot. He was trailing a guy. I had no idea that he was actually trailing 2 contacts. So what happens here is I come around the curve of that mountain, as you saw a few seconds before when Moltar got the lock on, in the camera lock on me and Sean. I go right over his head, and I'm looking behind him for a guy. I didn't realize he was as close as he actually was, like within a couple 100 feet behind the guy, right? So I come around the mountain. The first guy I see is the guy behind him, and I had about maybe a second, no more than about a second, to get that heater off right in his face, and it was a 1,000-knot closure rate heater. It was pretty incredible.
But
and then,
did you see the airframe type, and that's how you made the decision?
yeah. So it was just, I knew that I saw Sean, since he was in front. So I knew that as soon as I saw him go off my left wing, I knew that anybody else behind him is an enemy. So I knew that basically he's behind me at this point. Anybody in front is toast. So
Roger. How did you know that was Sean then? Because it's just F-16s out there.
yeah. So that's one of the big perks about having a Viper. The SA page is fantastic. So I'm zoomed in pretty much on my SA page all the way down to the very 15-mile ring, and I can see Sean now on the HSD, and I see him basically past my 3.9 line visually and on my HSD page. So even without AWACS, the Vipers still talk to each other with Link 16, which is a huge thing as to why Vipers are very popular. So
is that only a Viper on Viper thing, or
The F-18s
I
also
believe
got it.
the Hornets have it too, but you can't talk between airframes though. So if someone's flying a Hornet, someone's flying a Viper, you can't see each other.
right? Well, that's a really good reason to have all F-16s, and a benefit of having all F-16s without an AWACS.
Yes, absolutely. And the one point to make is, even with AWACS, you may have a really good SA, you can tell who's an enemy, who's not an enemy, but when you throw AWACS in with terrain, just know that when he's no longer in the AWACS's view, that picture you're seeing might be 10 to 15 seconds old. He may be a few miles away from where you're flying to. So the AWACS giveth and the AWACS taketh away, right?
Interesting.
What's really interesting too is that I didn't realize I had two guys behind me either. So when Coyote came over that hill and he focked out on him and called flash, I relaxed until bullets went flying past my cockpit still.
Yeah, keep playing now.
All right, boys, that was Sean, by the way.
Killer Dog just went down, and now we've got a 2v1.
So how this has turned around.
I didn't realize he was behind me until he started shooting at me.
Still on to Sean, being worried.
And then I just had to go try to get him to overshoot.
Is he using tracers?
Coyote's about 3 miles back from Raven.
No, I heard the hits on my plane.
Oh, look at that yo-yo reversal.
He's got plenty of missiles.
That's nice.
Raven breaking away now. Possible aim 9 shot imminent from Coyote. There
Dead
goes
man.
the aim 9. Is this close
Outfought.
enough? It is. So Coyote
well done, boys.
able to close this out in 2 rounds.
Folks too, baby.
Taking down Skinner and Raven to close out round 2.
That merge was really intense because as Sean said, when I called splash and the guy behind him, he's like, "Oh, phew, I can relax now," and he still was taking rounds. I had no clue that he was so close on him, so that was
there it is.
Almost could have turned out bad.
Look at that, just in
Okay,
time.
so right there when he pops him, I turn over the hill and I just flatten out. I'm like, huh. I start breathing. Then I hear thunk, 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 thunk. I was like, shit. Threw it in burner and pulled it up and then popped the brakes out and gave him the overshoot. And I was like, Coyote, he's still there.
That overshoot, yeah. And I meanwhile, I'm confused. I'm thinking, how? Because I just took the guy out, but that wasn't the guy. So I run back in the merge and I see both of them going in the vertical, and then I make the key call. I say, Sean, I can't tell which one you are. Flare. And as soon as he does, I can sort out which one's which.
I didn't realize it was you that took the final shot. So again, great coordination. So Sean did the braking maneuver, got the guy off his 6. Then Coyote comes in, all fully coordinated on comms, obviously, and visual signals with the flares, and then actually shoots the guy down. That's the kind of teamwork we like to see. That's kind of similar to what we had at the end of the last one.
When we landed too, when we landed on the runway, I pulled up next to Coyote. He did a battle damage on my jet, and I was full of holes.
Yeah, I was very surprised he made it back. There were actually a lot of holes in his canopy, and I think he was just a few inches away from a pilot kill.
Yeah, in the F-16, you got the option of Link 16, correct? The guys you were on that option, correct?
Yeah, we're all on Link 16, correct.
And then when you are, it says XMT off, I think. And then that, if you have it there, you get also the the data link from the AWACS, right? Or you have to go to the other option. I don't remember the other option name. I think there's 3 options.
If you're transmitting off, I believe you are not feeding any of your target data to your buddies. But if I'm up high and I have link 16 on, I can. If say I have a buddy down low in the mountains with no AWACS, and I see a guy up high and I'm above the mountains, and I can spike a target. If I have link 16 on, that target will be fed to my buddy down the mountains as long as I have line of sight of them. So it's like peer to peer.
Biggest thing to remember about the 16 and its data link is that it only feeds targets that you lock. So you might have guys on your scope, but if you don't lock them, they're not sent to your friendlies.
Okay. What's the other option? Sorry, you got link 16. There's another one, and then off. So the other one, what's it for? You know.
I don't think that is actually implemented because it still feeds the same regardless. But I believe in real life it is determined. Obviously settings, but in the game it doesn't affect anything.
So link 16 is the way to go. Just have that on when you're flying with other F-16 bodies, right? That's like the bottom line.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now that also depends on the mission, and those F-16s must be in the same group.
Right.
It can only feed to 4 at the moment. I'm hoping that in the future we'd be able to link additional ships for 5, 6, 7, and 8. To talk about the F-15E, I'm personally super excited about it for several reasons. One, Grim Reaper's competitive team comes from the F-15C. We flew that from AirTac days. It's our heritage almost to say. I think the fact that it can carry a couple more missiles than the F-16 makes it a viable option. There's another part, and that is the Wizzo, and the fact that we can have an additional set of eyes for spotting and things could make an advantage or a difference, as well as something that I don't think many people have considered, and that is if you can control the airplane from the front seat or the back seat with the F-15E, so a disconnect by the pilot could mean that he could be able to reconnect without losing the aircraft.
That's interesting.
Which is something that we would heavily consider. We're excited about it when it comes, and that we will certainly be testing it out and seeing whether it becomes a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 6 ship of them. Don't get me wrong, we love the F-16s. We also love the F-18s and the Tomcat. So we believe in having a variety of things, but choosing the right weapon for the day, and especially in the with a no AWACS environment in a 4v4, our prime choice is 4 F-16s, but it's not unheard of to see us maybe in the future with something different.
Maybe the Eurofighter Typhoon, I think, is going to be a good fighter for BVR, no?
How about that?
I don't think it's going to be allowed in the same class. We're going to have to wait and see what happens to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm as excited for that as well, but I don't know if it's going to be allowed in the same class as this because it's just that much better. So we'll have to see. I think there'll be a tournament that is just Eurofighter. That's my guess of where it's going, but we'll have to wait and see.
Both rounds were similar in that they started off under control by both teams. One kind of defensive, one offensive. Then in the middle, we kind of had a mistake from Grim Reapers both times, but then from Grim Reapers, both had a really good comeback and it ended up winning, exploiting the kind of chaos of the situation and winning. So at the end of the day, a win's a win, guys. So I'm chuffed with that. Emotional, but good. I guess any final thoughts from anyone?
Good fight.
That was great. Congrats, everybody, on the competition team. Good job.
Thank you, fellas.
Why didn't Sean take the shot there?
What's that?
Well, you were in position, Sean. You won the merge. So why didn't you take the shot?
You mean when I had him overshoot?
Yeah.
Because Coyote came in, called for flares because he had the missile shot, and I was facing at the ground. It didn't really show it too well because the Moltar panned out, but I barely cleared the treetops, so I started focusing on getting off that hill.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll try to call it. Like comms are huge, so if he's not, I'll ask if he's okay. If he's got, there's so much talking going on in comms between each of these scenes that you make decisions based on what we have at the moment.
Yeah, I'd like to say definitely not my best performance with a CFIT and a fratricide, but Sean had an absolute killer day, as with Coyote in the second round. I'm sorry that I killed him in the first round. The Gary, Sean, Coyote, Grandspeed, and all of you, thank you very much for being here. It shows togetherness, teamwork, and thank you guys all for the support as well.
Right, good job, and I'll see all of you guys later.
Later, Cap. Later on.
Good night.
Later, everybody. Good flying. See you.